Hi, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, beautiful humans. I am so happy to be sharing today with you because I want to do like a deepening and overview again of these things that will sound familiar, but I found that you need them repeated over and over and over because each time you take from it something new, you go deeper, you hear the same word. I never read the same book twice. A newer version of me is always reading it and hearing it clearer. You never step into the same river twice. So this is that same concept. So in every aligned situation, you know you're in alignment because there is joy and there is hell yes and there is enthusiasm and excitement and creativity is flowing, and you could continue playing what you're doing for hours without stopping, and often you realize time has flown by. You don't even notice it passing. It doesn't exist. You are just in flow and living your highest good, going from one thing to the next, following that aligned hell yes feeling. And in that, you're contributing your highest good to the world by being in alignment first. So sometimes there's a point when life takes over. Life, meaning subconscious programming takes over. And a program starts running on autopilot, and our conscious experience we were having is now unconscious again. Your energy is redirected in giving to lesser frequencies in the problem frequency. We're not up here in solution and joy anymore. We're back in the problem that block, rob, take us out of this, and the above joy disappears. So initially, as we know, we're completely unconscious. And then we awaken and we keep finding consciousness over and over. And the game becomes to shorten the time in this unconscious vibration. Remembering to remember, as my friend calls it, that there is more to life. Like, oh yeah. And then you wake back up and then you become the creator, the co-creator of your reality, the creator of your experiences. And then there becomes a point when you're living a combination of both. You're waking up and then your programs are running, and then you're waking up and then your programs are running. But the contrast here becomes stark because you are either up here high flying or you are down here, and the way life is on autopilot, mundane, and all of that. So focusing in this period on the light is the key. This is the darkness. We don't want to be down here. We want to look at our reality down here and see what we're looking at. Find it and remove it. Because remember, our reality is a reflection of our subconscious blocks. So if we're down here, like in hell on earth, look around. What are you seeing? What limiting beliefs are in you? And then remove them. And then when these blocks come up, we release and remove them. And we don't mind them any attention. We thank them for coming up. And we thank ourselves for seeing them. And oh my gosh, I'm so glad that I'm clearing this block and it is going to be gone forever. Because this is a loop I have been in. This negative thought torturing myself, trying to push it down, trying to distract myself, having maybe unhealthy habits. I'm so happy to just transmute this into this blissful existence. So enthusiasm is a natural side effect of being in alignment with love, and joy is a natural side effect of being in alignment with love. And we get here through our heart. You open your heart. A lot of us have major heart walls and major heart blocks that can block this, but always moving our energy into our heart. And how do we move energy? I'll take a moment to explain this. So if you're sitting normally, maybe close your eyes if you're not driving. Save this for later if you are, rewatch this, but you can focus or feel, maybe you can do it with your eyes open, just consciously driving. You can feel that your attention usually rests right behind your eyes, which is a really busy place to be. So now, if you take that intention, and it's kind of just like a mouse, you're going to click it and drag it and move it further back into your head, the middle of your head. Usually people can feel some more space. You literally are changing your center. You can also take that, click it and drag it and move it down to your heart. When you get really good, you can feel that your focus is in your heart. You can feel this magnetic energy coming. You can feel a lot of times when we're really connecting to source and we're trying to hear, it can be helpful to take our focus and just move it to the lower half of our body, out of our brain that's used for processing and thinking and figuring things out. We don't need to be thinking about this. We need to be receiving. So we would just move our energy down, and this grounds us into the earth, and we can really more readily hear. So moving our energy is kind of a more advanced concept, but it's coming out of me now. I wasn't planning on saying it. So obviously you are ready. So moving our focus to our heart and opening our heart, and from here letting the energy flow with enthusiasm and joy, and feeling just how good could it get. You're up here because a critical mind is down here, and it will block and close off potentials and see roadblocks and problems. It's not solutions. A critical mind cannot see clearly what the heart knows, what's right in front of it, what feels like joy, what feels like hell yes, where a problem happens in your life and simultaneously you see the solution because you're up here. So it's almost like you see it coming and you're just like, it's just data. You're just like, oh, okay, like a ball's coming, I'm just gonna move. That was easy. Instead of being so down here and so distracted that you just get hit with the ball and didn't even see it coming, and then you're reacting to the ball, and then you're pacing in front of the coffee shop. If you've been watching the other videos before that analogy, you'll really understand what that means here. So when we feel our way, like throw that grappling hook up there and just climb on out of the victim and all of that, reflect your reality, remove the blocks, and just feel your way back there into hell yes, and release everything that's blocking you. And another aspect to consider is our lives are rarely stuck in one aspect. So we find ourselves often simultaneously, not physically where we desire, not mentally in the right headspace, not spiritually connected and aligned, not financially thriving in abundance, not emotionally thriving. And with the above, it's a given that it translates into our surroundings as well. A messy, cluttered space is a messy, cluttered mind. It's trauma. It's showing you something that needs to be addressed within. So don't judge and shame. You are innocent. Thank it and collect and audit data. What am I being showed right now? So every aspect of our life is interwoven, and this includes thoughts, habits, beliefs, and relationships. We change one and you see this rippling effect trickling down, and that is exciting because the good news is, can you imagine if you started tackling many aspects of your personality, how you would present to the world and how much would begin to change, and how fast you could see the resistance and programs and removing them, seeing what needs to be overridden, the limiting beliefs and the fear-based thoughts that are in the way, when you really start looking at every entwined aspect of your life as a whole. Because when we know what we want, we can quiet the mind and go within, and we can hear the whispers and find what that connection to source, that creator voice is telling us, and we can get a clear vision on the future. And at that point, everything changes pretty quickly and starts aligning. It's definitely not all sunshine and roses at that point as you're auditing and cleaning and clearing, but you wouldn't want it any other way, because you get the highs and you get the lows down here, and you go back into working, and then you get the highs of what you want. You're co-creating and you're meditating, and in the creation of space there's more stillness and peace, and you're finding your way there. You're throwing that grappling hook up and climbing out constantly, and it is so satisfying. And it's through that practice of continuously doing it that it becomes autopilot. So this is a very, very important transitional phase. So when we do the work and we begin to see ourselves honestly and innocently, and we begin to direct our focus, directing your focus is so powerful. Not getting caught up and distracted, but being able to direct your focus is when you are in the driver's seat of your life. You're choosing your thoughts, you're choosing where you place your attention, where you flow your energy. Nobody's got your goat. Your goat's in the backyard. If you know what I'm talking about, you've seen that last video. If you don't know these, go back and watch the last couple. I promise you it will be worth it to connect these deeper moments. So as a result, we're back in the driver's seat. We get back into the driver's seat when we direct our focus. And this period of reflection and auditing, those feelings and finding those feelings and knowing within what we desire and creating space through meditation of getting into stillness is when we feel our heart, we hear our soul, we know. And once we have this vision created of what we want, once we know what we want, life becomes supercharged. So when we're moving in that direction of what we want, quickly, you know more of what you want, and you're deepening it in meditation, and you begin looking at the reflection in front of you of your subconscious through your reality, and you've likely begin surrendering that which does not serve you and removing resistance. And as your hot air balloon is down at the ground with all of these sandbags, all of this resistance, and you can thank it because this unconscious life is what you woke up from and what allowed you to climb in, and now you're removing the sandbags and you're going to soar higher and higher and see clearer from this vantage point, things that you could have never possibly seen from this problem frequency. Life becomes solutions and joy, and the goal is to begin to have this image of what you desire and know that it's fluid and it can change and it can grow and it will grow, and that is the point. But choosing something that's more than us, more true than today, is when we begin. And we begin removing everything that is resisting and blocking the transformation to our new image, the new us. When we change inside, we change how we present to the world. This gives us physical, mental, emotional space that allow us to breathe and feel huge improvement immediately. So this continued action brings us the space to come alive again like we were when we were kids, like uninhibited, running free and play, excited, not living by clock time, but feeling into it, into the flow, coming alive again, getting creative, finding our joy, finding what lights you up. And from here, you keep chipping away until you're free from the major blockages and your energy is flowing. And where you're placing this flowing energy is powerful because you're sending out your intention. You're in your heart, magnetically bringing things back. You're in the flow of life, living once again. And so the work that goes in here is invaluable. It's reactivating our life. It's bringing us back from being closed down, shut off, blocked, where we previously weren't thriving and life was unattainable. We're now thriving. Life is unattainable and it's a game and we're playing our way there. And all of these shifts in our life impact other areas, bringing us more into alignment, more fully and more completely. And this is going to start an intuitive process where you feel what aspect needs to be tackled first. You have a knowing that this is a priority and then this will come. And when I shift this, this will shift that too. And ideally, you're going to go through all aspects because even if one area seems ideal to start moving your energy and flowing life, breathing into it again, it's a good idea to keep visiting the other ones. And things will shift and change in your reflection, in your reality. And you'll see, oh, okay, clearly like this has risen and this needs to be dealt with, or it brings you down here and then you remove it and you rise again. The work is broken down into aspects and all of the aspects make up the whole, each one affecting the other. So you clearly understand now that we are energetic beings and that this physical body is a reflection of our energetic body, our soul coming through. And together there's a larger picture of this whole human being. And we can't thrive when we're neglecting major facets of our life. So think of us like a gem. There's many facets on this beautiful, sparkling, shiny, perfect, one-of-a-kind gem. Would you take it and delicately polish parts of it and leave the others caked in mud? How silly would that be? So just follow your intuition, follow your guidance, create space, clean and clear what's in front of you. As you continue removing things, you're going to soar and it will become more clear and more in tune and more easy. So keep following, rewatch this if you need to, and find the things that you're more deeply understanding than you did before. Find the keys and find the joy and get into that hell yes co-creation of your life. Go live that beautiful day. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate you. You are finishing the other end of this conversation, the finishing of this ceremony, and I absolutely appreciate your time being spent here. If you thought of anybody, send this video to them. Let the conversation continue. Don't forget to hit subscribe and the bell if you want to be notified of new videos. Leave any comments if you have ideas or questions or feedback, or if it launched any amazing ideas in your life. And have an amazing rest of your day.